Oh, now it appears for me in a camera.
What's that?
In my screen, I can see on a camera that you are
Okay.
recording.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So then I'm gonna share my screen here. So present now. Okay. So window. Okay. Okay. So okay. So we'll do this, which is nice. Okay. It's different. So this is nice. So the topic for today, Kelly, is just socializing, like with colleagues. So we just have a little small reading and then we'll talk about some questions. All right.
All right.
So if you want to go ahead from the top here. Hmm.
Okay. The topic of socializing with colleagues outside of work explore the balance between professional relationship and personal connections in the workplace. In many cultures, socializing with coworkers, whether though
Whether
informal,
through.
okay, whether through informal gatherings, team building events, or office celebrations, can enhance,
Enhance.
enhance, can
Enhance. Enhance is like strengthen. So it can strengthen communication.
okay, can enhance communication, trust, and collaboration among team members. These interactions often help foster a sense of camaraderie,
Camaraderie. We'll talk about
camaraderie,
this in a little bit. Okay.
camaraderie, allowing colleagues to connect on a personal level, which can translate to smoother cooperation and increase motivation at work. However, so many may feel that blending personal and professional lives could blur boundaries, leading to potential misunderstandings or added social pressures,
Hmm.
ultimately striking the right
Striking. Striking.
striking the right balance in workplaces. Socializing can contribute to a more supportive work.
Right. So ultimately striking the right balance in workplace. So socialization.
Ah,
Socialization.
okay. Right balance in a workplace. Social. I could you
Socialization.
repeat?
Socialization.
Socialization.
Yeah. This is just kind of saying how blending, right? Like mixing personal and professional lives, right? Everybody's different, right? Some people like to get to know each other in the workplace. Some people don't like to mix up their personal life with their professional life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, it's not really a problem. It just depends on the person. Like for you, do you kind of share personal things with your colleagues or do you kind of just keep it professional at your workplace?
Yeah. I think it depends on the connection with the person, but
Mhm.
how can I say this? I prefer to not mix my personal and professional life. But sometimes it's impossible to not tell about your personal life to coworkers.
Mhm. So you prefer not to mix up your professional and personal life. Mix up. Mix up. Okay. Perfect.
What does blur boundaries mean?
Oh, however, some may feel that blending person could blur boundaries. Um, so blur boundaries is kind of saying like, let's say I was your manager and you were you, I don't know, you were one of the people I manage, right? So
Mhm.
if you blur a boundary, it's almost like a boundary could disappear, right? If you're my general manager and I work under you, there's a level of like, like you're above me, I kind of work for you, so there's a level of respect. But
Okay.
right, if you share more personal stuff, I might start thinking of you maybe like as a friend or somebody that I could maybe talk to, right? But there's a boundary, right? There's always a professional boundary in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost saying lives could blur boundaries. So any boundaries there are, it could make them disappear, essentially, right?
Okay.
Right. Like more than likely, like you're a manager currently, correct?
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
supervisor.
Mhm. Supervisor, manager. So with a lot of times you have to, I'm assuming you have to be serious, straightforward with your the people you manage. It's not like you wouldn't want to get to know them, but there's a boundary between you, right? It's like I'm your manager, we have to keep it professional here. Yes, share some of your personal stuff, but not enough that it, makes this boundary disappear,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, I got it, got it.
Mhm. So who's the longest person that you know at your work currently?
The person, uh,
The
I,
person you have known the longest in your company. Hmm.
there are some people that I'm in contact with since I started to work there.
Okay.
Uh, it's around the six in since the beginning. I'm working there for almost 7 years.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. And with those people that you've known from the start, have you like hanged out with them outside of work, or has it always been like more of a professional setting for
Yeah, yeah. I've go out. I've get oops. I've
you? Went.
gotten
I've
went.
I've went out. Hmm.
I've went out with those people
Hmm.
to celebrate the end of the year,
Hmm.
to eat, to drink a beer. I had more these customs before than now.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Maybe not customs, but you did more of these activities
Yeah,
with them like
I
before.
can I say I used it to do it more than now.
Yeah. So you want to say I've used to go out with them more than now,
Okay.
essentially. Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. So we'll just go one by one. So number one, if you want to go ahead.
In your country, how common is it for colleagues to engage in a social activities outside of work? Are there any cultural expectation around this? I think it's really common.
Hmm.
Uh, in my team, there is a girl, and she met a person at work
Hmm.
that this person lives in the same city that her,
In the same city as her, as her.
yeah. And now they are friends
Hmm.
at work, in the work and outside of work.
Hmm.
But the start of the relationship started at work.
Hmm. But the start of the friendship or they're dating now?
No, no, two girls.
Ah, okay. So the start of the friendship or the friend relationship, sure. But friendship, the start of the
Friends.
friendship.
Yes, they live in the same city, but they didn't know until one of them start to work there. I don't know if I was clear.
Until one of them
Started, yes,
started to work.
and it's really common to get out to on Fridays to talk about the week. It's really common here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hmm. Okay, next one.
Do you participate in a social events with your colleagues after work hours? How frequency? What type of
How
activity?
frequently? How
Okay.
frequently?
How frequently?
Hmm.
What types of activities do you typically do together? Yeah, I in the office there is a group that likes to go to the mall, to go to a restaurant.
Hmm.
So when when there is this event, I always go. I like to participate.
Hmm.
Usually it happens once a month or yeah, once a month.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the activities is to go to the mall or go to a restaurant. This kind
Hmm.
of things.
So that's kind of nice because it's like it would be different if they were like, hey, every week we're supposed to meet together, right? If it's like once a month, you can kind of be like, okay, like
Yeah,
I kind of have to go, you know. It's
yeah.
once a month. So,
I think it's important to have these hours to get to be more closer to each other.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm. A lot of people argue that the more the team hangs out together outside of work, it will only make the team dynamic and productivity more effective, right? In the workplace. So,
Yeah,
mhm,
I agree.
mhm. I guess this kind of talks about that, right? So the advantages of socializing with colleagues outside of work, increased productivity, you get to know each other, more trust. But what could be any potential drawbacks or risk? What could be any potential negatives of maybe getting to know your colleagues or coworkers too much?
Uh, how can I say this? You have to keep in mind that you can't be. How can I say this in English? There is a wall, do you know? Like
Okay.
a wall.
Hmm.
And you can transfer. Oh my God, how can I explain it in English? Even you are building a relationship outside of the work,
Hmm.
there is a limit, do you know?
Yeah, there's a limit. There's a boundary. You saying a wall. There's a boundary that you don't want to cross, essentially, right?
Yes, yes. And sometimes people can make a mistake and make confusion about this relationship.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, 100%. You hang out with a person too much, they might think it's more than maybe just a hangout, but it's just on a professional level, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's important to have these kind of events, but there is a limit that you can cross out.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I think that the hard part, it's like, maybe in today's society, like, we're all busy with work, so it's hard to meet people. So then when you kind of meet somebody through these events, like a lot of people would think more of it than what it is, right? The whole purpose of these events are just to socialize with your coworkers, right? And that's really it. It's not more than that. So,
Yeah.
mhm. mm, okay. This one here.
Uh, does your workplace organize social events, parties, or team building activities? How would you describe these events? Are there any memorable or humorous moments?
Humorous, like funny moments.
Okay,
Mhm.
humor. Could you repeat?
Humorous moments.
Humorous. How does your team celebrate milestones or birthdays? E- every event is a chance to go to a pub.
Okay, okay, got it.
But talking about the workplace, the human resource once per month organizing signs of the office and socializing time to celebrate the people that are getting older on that month,
Okay,
their
so
birthdays.
the human resources, the human resources department, uh, creates or puts together birthday events for workers, right?
Yes, there is a cook and some
Wait,
candies and some
okay.
candies
Mhm.
to eat to stay there together to celebrate the birthdays of that month.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm clear.
Well, to celebrate, I
Their
think,
birthdays.
yeah, to celebrate, there's a few ways you could say it, right? So they put together something to celebrate a coworker's birthday, a team member's birthday.
Yes, team members' birthday. Yeah, it always happens. It always happens in the end of the month to
Okay.
celebrate all birthdays of everyone.
To celebrate the birthdays of everyone.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, so when is your birthday, Kelly?
on February
Okay, February what? What?
four,
4th?
yeah,
Okay, so
fourth. Yeah.
February 4th. Okay, so the human resources set up an event for you.
Not just for me, but for everyone that is born on February,
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
and we will celebrate in the end of the month.
Ah, okay. So at the end of the month, there'll be a big event for everybody's birthday. Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
that's it.
okay. So you get to celebrate two birthdays almost in a way,
In the beginning and the end of
and
the
then
month.
that's kind of nice. You know,
Yeah.
in my family, I don't know if you have this, but in my family, a lot of my family members are born in February.
Really?
Like I feel like like what for your family, is there a month where like there's a lot of relatives that are born
In May.
in May, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. In May there is my mom, my brother, and my nephew.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. For me in February, it's crazy. My brother, my cousin, my aunt, my nephew. It's it's crazy.
Many gifts to give.
Yeah, it's just like crazy, because it's like even as like I have a new niece being born, like she was born on February as well, so it's
Really?
hmm okay. So maybe let's try this one here.
Uh, are there individuals in your workplace who prefer not to participate in social activities? What might be some reasons for their choice? Always there are people that don't want to be closer to everyone,
Hmm.
to anyone. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
I think maybe they can be a shy person, or they seem or they just don't want to enjoy with people.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, I think maybe some people could also be like, I'm only here for work, right? It's especially like you never know people's story, right? Sometimes people who'd have two jobs, but they don't really want to talk about it as well, right? So I've definitely seen it before where, I think there's a percentage of people that love to get to know people at their work, and there's a few people that, keep
Yeah,
private. They don't really care too much.
yeah. In always companies, in all company, there are person like this with
Hmm.
this behavior.
Hmm. Okay. And let's do this one here. Perfect.
Should the colleagues also become personal friends? Why or why not? Do you have any colleagues who are also close friends? Yes, totally. Like I said in the beginning, there is a member of my team. She started to work in the company last year,
Hmm.
and when she enjoyed in the company, there is a person already there, and she met that person, and that person lives in the same city as her,
Hmm.
and now they are friends at work and outside of work.
Hmm. Okay, so one of her coworkers lived in the same city as her, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Hmm.
And I have one friend. She worked in the same department
Hmm.
as I, but she left the company.
She left.
She left. She left the and now we are in touch. And she's my friend. She invited me for some events in her house and me as well.
Hmm.
I like her so much.
So even though she left the company, you guys are still in contact,
Yeah,
correct?
correct.
Hmm. Okay, good, good. And the last one?
How does workplace socializing impact productivity and team dynamics? Do you think it leads to a stronger team or presents challenge?
Or presents challenges?
Presents challenges. I think both,
Hmm.
but I think the positive benefits it's more than the negative ones.
Okay,
The
so let me.
challenges ones, because when you are more close to a person, you tend to help more this person,
You tend to what? You tend to.
to help to
Yeah.
to help in everything.
Hmm. So there's a key phrase here you want to say. You want to say the positives outweigh the negatives. Outweigh. Out.
Always.
Let me type it for you. The positives outweigh the negatives.
Okay. Always.
Yeah, I think it's actually outweighed the negatives. Nope, I guess not. Yeah. So
Okay.
essentially, when it comes to socializing, right, there's more good that comes from it in the workplace than the bad things that come out of
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
it.
it.
Right. Hmm. Okay, that about wraps it up. Any other thoughts, comments you maybe want to add for today?
No, no. I think it was a good topic, but I have nothing to add.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, relatively short, I would say. Obviously very relatable. It's like related to work and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll stop sharing that. And okay, I just clicked stop